He stomp, she stomp, she do not a stomp. My voice wasn't high enough. I don't think my voice was high enough though.
Sounded high to me. It sounded perfect. It was the most perfect one ever to exist. And
stage fright. Stage fright.
That's okay. I actually just screeched into the microphone for you, so
I love it. Thank you.
You're okay.
We got backup. First time having a backup singer.
I don't even think that you need introduction. That was like the
most.
Oh my gosh! If you don't know that, where have you been?
Yeah, if you don't,
Literally.
yeah, like where
have
for the
you
past
been on
couple
the
years
internet?
You've been living under a dumb rock. Okay.
You guys are making me blush.
My boyfriend Rich, he was so excited when I was like, Chris and Nala are no, I don't even know if I said Chris and Nala. I probably said Nala Stomps.
Just Nala.
That's just like, yeah, Nala Stomps is coming on. He was like, no way.
Oh
like
my
he
gosh.
knows you guys. Everybody does.
I love it.
Oh my god.
So
anyway,
amazing.
welcome Chris and Nala. Welcome.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
incredible. First of all, thank you for coming.
And the picture above your head.
Yeah. Can we talk about the incredible picture he probably took with like this
I don't know if
incredible
it's gonna
camera?
Focus. Yeah.
And like we recently talked about, I barely know how to use an iPhone, so I'm looking at that picture and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
never.
That's one of my favorites for
It's
sure.
amazing.
Yeah, it's like a 2 foot by 3 foot print. It's like the biggest
so
picture I have, of course. Come here.
Did you start taking pictures before her? Like you took pictures before her? Yeah.
Yeah, I was into photography and videography before I got Nala. So
Wow.
yeah,
Really?
I've been
That's
doing
amazing.
it for probably actually funny thing is when I graduated high school, I was going to go to school for video effects or motion graphics and forget the degree, but it's basically video stuff at the Art Institute in Florida. So yeah, that was kind of the original path, and things obviously went way different. But
I feel like this sounds, we've maybe talked about, because you're from Florida, right?
Yeah.
When I lived in Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
I know you
Wait,
don't
where
like
are you from in
anymore.
Florida?
I don't like Florida. Gainesville. I grew up in Gainesville.
Oh, Gator Town.
Gator. I'm a Gator. Florida man.
Wow.
He was a Florida man.
Florida man.
I mean, honestly, the video stuff and photo stuff, even though obviously being a dog influencer wasn't your direct path, because I mean, I don't know if like anyone really grows up and is like, I'm going to be a dog influencer. I mean, maybe there are some, but
Maybe now.
Now they're probably
maybe now
for
there
sure.
maybe is,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
But I feel like when we were all younger, that wasn't it. But I mean, this photo and video stuff that you do obviously makes your content absolutely incredible and has helped you in this long run per se. So it's kind of fate.
Oh yeah, like I mean, I definitely it's a passion. So I've kind of like put my passions together, like dogs and photography. So, but yeah, I was doing like a lot of landscape photography before. So I would try to go out and get like these beautiful landscapes and get pictures of that. It was mostly photography before I got Nala, I would say. And then I did video when I was younger. Photography was in the middle, and then now, of course, everything's video again. So video is kind of the focus, but yeah, it definitely helps to know my way around a camera, I feel like.
Dang.
So that leads to the questions, the nitty gritty.
Oh, gosh.
No, that's nothing crazy. But do you remember the first video you ever posted of her?
So
Or
the
you guys?
first video that I posted of her, so I started Nala's Instagram in 2018. My first picture that I posted was,
I didn't know it was.
yeah, it's a while. So, I started it before Nala, I even brought her home. And yeah, so she's had an Instagram since she was basically just a few weeks old.
She didn't even know.
She had no idea.
Like
She had no
fully in
idea.
the frame
Yeah.
now too.
We don't know. We
Smiley
still don't
girl.
know if she knows. I feel like she would. She's that type
She
of dog that
knows.
has intuition, who knows that she has an Instagram. Lumi has
She
no
has
freaking
no
idea
No, she
where
she
he
doesn't
is
know.
on
She
planet
just thinks
Earth.
everyone's her friend.
That's actually fair. Yeah, classic
Yeah.
golden.
Anyway, so yeah, the first video that I posted was like years ago. I mean, I posted the first video in probably 2018 when Instagram was still just mostly photos, right? Like Instagram was so different. You look back 6 years ago. And so I was doing mostly photos on her account and posted a video, and it was actually her, like, it did really well considering that, you know, Instagram wasn't really a video app at the time. It was just her, and she was in the lanky, like, chicken leg stage, like no fur on her. And it's just like me, like, racing after her, full slow motion, and her just like galloping through the snow. And it was like, it actually did really well at the time. I was like really happy with it. But then, yeah, everything turned into video, like, I guess a few years ago. And really kind of the first video that, that I would say kind of everyone started seeing was me like running around in the snow with her. I just had the camera on a tripod and I'm like off in the distance. I have a mic on. I'm like running around acting crazy with her. And I did the little like stomp dance just in the middle. Like this is before it was like even anything. It was just like something I did with her. And I accidentally included in a video. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, little stomps. Like, what are the little tippy tappies? I'm like, what? Like, I've done this with her for years. And like, this is what you guys want to see. And so that's kind of, I guess, how everything started really recently, I guess.
I didn't know any of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an accident.
Oh, total accident. And then, yeah, someone actually messaged me, someone that I had been following basically since Nala was a puppy. They messaged me and they're like, you need to post that. Like, cause I posted on a story. It was just like this cute little video of like us stomping. And she's like, you need to post that on TikTok. I'm like, all right, I guess so. And this was actually a different video. It was just me and her doing little stomps together. And, she was right and went crazy. She messaged me a couple months later and she's like, I told you. Like, thank you.
That's actually a really valid thing. I feel like I've had that a lot too. Like the things that you don't really think about that you're just like, what? I think also being on social media, you tend to be more curated. Like for me, if it's not perfect in my terms, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that anybody will get that. Or like, maybe that's like a personal thing between Chili and I. But then somebody, usually on stories that I'll post something related to it, will be like, oh my God, that's so me. And I'm like, wait, what? I thought I was the only one. But you are.
No, Galen,
I have seen a lot of people do the Nala stomps, which is crazy that other dogs do it. But like, you are. I feel like you are the only one. Well, like you can like trademark that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Everyone.
It's crazy.
It's Nala stomps. It's not just stomps. Also, how do you get a dog to do that? I've actually really just being honest and the little secret. I've tried to do it with Lumi.
Little secret,
but like alone in my living room. Very weird, just like weird. I was like, we should try it, Lumi, and he's like, what? And if you know anything about Lumi, you'll know that like there's just not anything to like try. Like he's very much just like breathe in, breathe out. And like it was the weirdest thing and Ben walks in and he's like, what the actual hell are you doing? Are you like backwards hugging our dog? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to teach him to Nala stomp.
Oh my gosh.
I like, how do you do that?
Okay, but Jackie, like, I feel like you're not even allowed to do that with him because his tail sticks straight up. Like, if you ever
that's true, you're right.
It's just camera full in butthole.
That's true. Anatomically, it's like not as pleasing with a Samoyed. That's fair. No. Maybe like Samoyeds aren't allowed to do Nala stomps. I actually didn't even think
I didn't know their tails did that. That's funny.
They just like curve right over their back. Oh my God.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, you're right. All right.
Chili like has a thing for Lumi. It's really, really weird.
No,
but
Chili,
it's like his ears are up. Like Chili's just never seen a dog like that, I guess, before. When they first met, like he was nuzzling his ears and his tail is like,
oh my gosh,
accessible ever. Like perfect.
It's getting awkward.
No, yeah. Lumi was like,
I will say.
Lumi was like, whoa, slow down there,
it's
buddy.
like it was just it's something that she's done since she was little, honestly.
That's awesome.
She would get excited when I would like come home, or just like whenever I would be excited, she would like kind of feed off that energy, and she would just like go through the legs, that's like go through the legs. And I didn't really like do anything with it at first. I would just laugh. And I think that's really kind of, I was, I guess unintentionally like reinforcing that behavior. And just because I would crack, like I still do every single time she does it, I crack up. I like start giggling like a little girl, like I really do. And so I think that just like reinforced the behavior. But when she was younger, she would do it all the time, just laugh, and then started like scratching her butt a little bit. And that was when like I think the stomps really started going, because normally she would just like go through the legs and then kind of like wiggle there a little bit. But then I started doing the butt scratches. And like sometimes she would just like jump. She would just be so excited. She would just start jumping. And
She's like, "Are you talking about me?"
Yeah, she's like in frame. Sorry.
She's
Oh,
so sweet.
she so yeah, I mean that's like she just kind of started all on her own, but I guess a retriever thing. I have seen that dogs that do it, they're most often either labs or
Yeah.
Goldens. So
funny.
I haven't noticed if like they come up on my TikTok feed because it's Goldens and TikTok knows that it's Goldens, or it's because of you. Like they usually at you and they're like giving you credit, which is really nice that they're doing that, because it is. I've only seen you do it before.
No, it is cool.
Yeah,
And there's been, sorry to cut you off, Caitlin. There was a phase where there were humans doing it. I don't know if you guys ever saw any of those, but they were like humans. They would do the stomps together.
Okay, wait.
Like they literally it was with two humans. So like one would go through the legs and like kind of do the stomps like that.
All right, I'm just gonna Chris cut you off right there. That
I'm really concerned for them.
That's some fetish shit right there, because there's no way in someone's. I'm sorry. When Ben comes home later, I'm literally gonna look at him and say, "Do you want a Nala stomp with me?" And he's gonna be like, "What the?" I'm literally gonna I have to take a video and do it, because he like, oh my god, that's incredible. I need to look up these videos later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's there's one account. It's two brothers. They're called the Pointer Brothers.
Oh yeah.
They actually were one of the first ones to kind of do it. They used to do these handshakes. They still kind of do them every once in a while.
Yes,
but they did these handshakes, and one of the handshakes they went into a Nala stomp. So they were one of the ones that did it. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of. No, I mean, it was like, so their thing is like they do these different handshakes. So it's like, different creative handshakes or whatever. And so one of them. They
get so complicated. Like they get crazy.
Yeah. They're really funny too. Like they're super creative.
They're cool. That is so, Galen, I think we have to do it with Ben and Rich, please. Like, I think we need to. I'm going to make it do it.
I would rather do it with you. I would not like to do it with Rich.
No. I got to tell you guys the craziest one.
Shopping the bottom.
Where there was, what? Oh my God. She's calling bottom.
I'm calling bottom. I'm calling Nala.
Oh, okay.
There was one with this couple.
I am the top.
Oh my gosh. There was so this guy and his girlfriend. The guy is a double amputee from, I guess, waist. Yeah, so like waist down. Okay. And he did it. And so he went through the legs and he's like on his hands, like stomping like his butt. Like it's the craziest thing ever. Yeah. It was nuts.
Where have these videos been? Oh my
I have to send you guys some of them. I think I have that one saved actually. So
this is kind of what I was gonna even ask before, is like you can't even be humble. I mean, you can be humble, but like you are literally famous now.
Oh my God.
I mean, you've always been like, oh, we know that account, duh. But like now you guys are like famous. Like you are getting recognized, making videos. It's like crazy. So like how often are you actually getting recognized? Like not even with Nala, like do you get recognized in the store? Yeah.
So like I would say, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a week. Like so that would be just like at the gym, like just going to the gym and someone come up and they're like, the funny thing is like, most of them don't say anything, but they'll kind of do like a little double take, and then they go straight to their phone, and you can tell they're going to like search like Nala stomps or something, and then they look over again.
Like that's so good. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
So like that comes up a bit at the gym. I mean, the gym is like the only place I go outside of my house or like hiking. Fair. So, but yeah, if I'm with Nala and like if we're doing a popular trail around Utah, I mean, I've gone literally like an hour and a half outside of Salt Lake City, gone to a trail that like no one does. I will see one person the whole time and they know Nala. It's like, wow, it really is kind of nuts. I think a lot of it is like geographically too, because TikTok pushes like geographically more.
Yeah.
So a lot of these people will see Utah stuff like hiking and, if they like dogs too, then it makes sense. But
or like the views you catch and like all the landscape photography, like that's all in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, so it's like,
I mean, yeah, you could say it's that too, but like or one, your content is good, and two, your content is very easily digestible. Like you have a golden, everybody loves
Yeah, I
golden.
eat that shit up.
You're like an entertaining guy. Like you're just an easy person to watch. Like you could literally post you and Nala just sitting and watching TV, and people would be like, Nala,
Oh, no,
Chris.
not even.
Yes. Okay, you cannot deny. Jackie, agree with me.
Honestly,
Oh my
if you took a video
Yeah.
of like you picking up Nala's poop off the sidewalk, I'd be like freaking banger.
They'd be
content.
like, wow, you're a great dog dad, Chris.
Dude, you guys are too much.
we're toxic.
Oh my god.
But going off of the recognition question, do you get used to it, or does it just not get any easier? Like, are you still just in awe that it happens when it does?
Oh yeah, like especially when I'm by myself and people recognize me without Nala, that's when I'm like, what? This is actually kind of crazy. Like when it's me and her together, kind of makes sense because they like see the cute dog and then they look up and they're like, wait, this guy got a kind of familiar face here. I'm like, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
But
so it's like,
you're the recognizable one. Like Nala looks different than a lot of Goldens, but Goldens are like everywhere. So
yeah,
definitely you and her. It's not
the combo for sure. Yeah,
it's the combo.
Yeah, it's still very surprising every single time. Makes me so happy though, like that this little dog is just, I don't know, it's just seen by so many people. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I've been recognized once by myself.
Yeah.
I remember, Jackie, I told you, I was like, it was actually kind of creepy though.
Oh yeah,
I was at the airport. I went on a work trip with Rich, but I flew back separately, actually with one of his managers. He just happened to be on the same flight. He's like a short Asian man, older too. And so this woman was like, messaged me on Instagram after saying, were you at the Newark airport or something? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, but that, like, don't think that I'm like cheating on my boyfriend or something. Like, that was his manager. Like, I'm with this older Asian man. Like, does she think that I have like a sugar daddy or something? Because I was like, why didn't you say hi to me? And she probably was like,
right.
I did not want to be associated with that. I was like, I
Oh
swear.
Was that you? Not with your
Who was
boyfriend?
that man? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, that's funny though. Love it. I'm surprised you guys don't get recognized more though. Only once by yourself?
I've gotten, well, because I live in New York City. So like,
yeah.
I feel it, and like you said, TikTok and Instagram pushes out that content to whatever area you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you're in a city with 8 million people, you know, that's, I guess, where more. The majority of I actually was literally recognized this morning by me and Lumi. We'll always walk to a coffee shop. That's like our long morning walk. We'll like go somewhere out of the way, get coffee, come back. And we were together and went up to the barista, and she literally did a double take and was like, are you Jackie and Lumi? And I was like, oh yeah. And she was
she
like,
knew your name?
She knew my name. And I was like, that's weird.
That's impressive. I'm always impressed by that.
I was like, that's weird because it's not in my profile, but you're a sneaky little bitch. And she was like, oh my God, I was literally just like telling my friend about you on Instagram. And I'm like, that's so creepy, but also thank you.
So you're a stalker.
So I just, it's not creepy. It's actually incredible. I feel the same as Chris. I feel the same as Chris, where I think it's amazing that like you get recognized, you know, like it's so awesome that people watch our videos and, you know, love our accounts as much as you do. But like, sometimes I literally forget what I do. And then when I get recognized, I'm like, that's so creepy. And then I'm like, oh no, wait, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I literally posting your entire life, like everything.
Like I post, everything. And then I'm like, do they really watch like that? Like, I don't know. I'm always shocked. I'm always just shocked when someone says that. But like,
when they know your name, that's a real one. That's
a real one. That's usually, usually people don't know my names. They just say Lumi's mom, which I'm like, like, hey, that's me.
So what's like the coolest experience that you've done because of all this? Maybe like either partnership or even just something maybe you haven't even shared that you've done.
Yeah, I would say.
Those events.
Yeah, we've done the GoPro Mountain Games 2 years now,
Colorado?
which is super fun. I've loved doing that both years, and it's very dog friendly too. So there's dogs everywhere. They have a whole dog town at that event, so it's pretty cool. yeah, like they do competitions for the dog. So they have like a super wall, see how high a dog could jump. They have like the pool jumping, so they're running or dock diving, I guess is what they call it. They have some other events too. But so we've done that, and I would say, yeah, that's really fun. But the partnership that I did with Honda was probably like the biggest thing. That was life changing. Like that was completely life changing. Like that's what made me quit my job and do this full time.
Wow.
Just yeah, that I was very appreciative of them because they had never done a campaign like that before. It was 10 posts. So I locked in with them for 10 posts over, I think it ended up being about 4.5 months that we did that, 5 months or so.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It was about a post every 2 to 3 weeks, unless we got a little bit behind schedule. But so yeah, that was the biggest partnership, and that came in pretty quickly after things started kind of picking up for the accounts. And, you know, when I started talking with them, it was November of 2022, I believe. And then we started that in March of 2023. And during that time, I was like constantly thinking, like, do I quit my job? You know, is this where I'm going to do? Like, if I'm going to do this, this is like the time to do it. Yeah. And thankfully I did, because there's no way I would have been able to do that work with the quality that I was able to do it at if I was working full time. There's just like no way I would have been able to do it. Yeah.
Wow.
And that definitely like propelled you to get more opportunities because people, like, at least that's how I feel like brand deals work, is for any deal. Other people see it and they see your work, and then they're like, you just keep going.
Yep.
And
yeah, it definitely helped.
Super sick videos for them.
Yeah, they were fun.
They were
I put a lot into that. Thank you. I put a lot into those.
Also, speaking of brands, now you have your own Nala Nutrition brand, which is incredible. Also, need to buy that now because I just followed the Nala Nutrition account. If you don't follow it, you should, because there's also really pretty pictures there. But I don't know, I guess, like, what inspired you to start that? How's it been going? And, you know, what's kind of your end goal with this new brand that literally just launched, like 2 months ago?
Yeah, it was a couple months ago. Yeah, we've been working on that since the beginning of the year. And it was something that I wanted to do, honestly, like right when everything started. I've always wanted to do like a hip and joint supplement, but I don't know, it just didn't feel like the right time. And I'm glad I waited, because then, you know, this allowed me to put more time into it and really kind of do it the right way. And, you know, my background before I started doing all this is as a pharmacist. So I was a pharmacist for 8 years. And so I kind of have that, like, you know, that's like in my blood, like, I'm not going to say like drugs, but just like pharmaceuticals, supplements, like, you know, like things like that. That's a high interest to me.
Health.
And then dogs, health in general. And so like mixing those two things together was like kind of how I looked at it. And it seemed like a really awesome opportunity. But, you know, I've given Nala a joint supplement. I don't give her a lot of stuff, but I have given her a joint supplement for a few years now, because, you know, with what we do, we're always out hiking, like we're very active. And so I want to do whatever I can to try to keep her joints as healthy as possible. And so I've given her a supplement, and it was, you know, what I was finding is that like these supplements always kind of had a good combination, but they were either like there was one ingredient missing, or the dosages were not ideal, or maybe they had like all the ingredients, or the, you know, the dosage of like one of the ingredients, like the important one wasn't good, or high enough to what I was looking for. And so I was like, all right, well, we'll just make our own, you know. And it is a very simple product, and I think that's what I like most about it, is that it's literally just everything in there is a ingredient that's doing something to help the joints. There's no fillers, there's no flavoring, you know, anything like that. And so it's literally just the supplements in there, and that's it. And you sprinkle it on food and you're good to go. And I was able to pick out the ingredients that I wanted at the dosages that I wanted, and everything from the ground up. So yeah, it's been exciting. We're in the beginning stages and trying to figure out, you know, the best way to kind of get it out there without like shoving it down people's throats, you know, like I definitely don't want my account to just like turn into just this constant promotion.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, like I truly do believe in it, and it's something that I think a lot of dogs, if they take, could benefit from. We've gotten great feedback. Like I give it to Nala more for preventative. She doesn't have any joint issues that I'm aware of,
Yeah.
but we have dogs that are taking it and they're like, I've noticed a difference already, and it's only been a
Yeah.
couple months, and so that's great because I don't really have that to base it off with Nala because
Yeah.
it's preventative, but it's awesome to see the feedback. Like it's been really, really cool to see. It's really
Now
special.
I want it. You really
Wait,
did a
I
good
want
job
it.
at selling it to me.
We'll have to send you some.
Uh,
I'll send you guys some.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I'll
please.
just
But I
send
was
you
gonna
guys some.
say, like, I feel like you're in a good position too. Like, it being your company, people aren't gonna be as like weary about it because supplements are just like what you just said. It's so
Mhm.
hit or miss. Like, anybody can sell them and say this is like the best solution ever, but like you're the one creating it and standing by it, and you
Yeah.
do so much with knowledge. It's not just like, oh, like I need the money or anything like that. Like that's not the message I get from that at all. Like you actually care and you know about this. I
Mhm.
feel like that's so easy to just mention it on your story. Like nobody, if they do, that's stupid. But nobody would be like, "Wow, you're such a sellout. You're making
Yeah.
your own brand."
Yeah,
I've
so,
gotten
like-
it. I've still gotten it. I've still gotten your sellout. Like,
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Oh,
Really?
no. Yeah, it
Whoever
sucks.
says Chris is
I-
sellout, I'll go after you. No,
Yeah,
maybe
we're gonna
not. But
fight
like,
you.
we're gonna fight you. Yeah,
Man,
but that's.
yeah,
I mean,
I'll be on top and you'll be on bottom.
Yeah.
Jeez.
exactly. From different angles. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
This is,
yeah.
we're done.
I actually have. I wondered that though, if you, because like I know I get not hate messages, but like I get weird things. But I say and do more like controversial videos. I feel like at least on the outside watching you, you're like so it's so happy. Like I don't read all of your comments, but it doesn't seem like there's any avenue for somebody to say anything bad. So like, do you often get comments or messages?
There's like they're negative to me. They're, they might not be like what one from the outside would think of negative.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the sellout stuff is rare, but it does happen. And people really would say things like, "Oh, you're just using your dog for a paycheck," which is crazy because like I would be doing this anyways. Like this is what I do with Nala. Like everything that I post is things that I just do anyways, but I just know how to film them and get them on camera and post them. And so, I always think that's funny when people say that because it's just like, I'm just posting our life together.
Yeah, what?
know?
Like I'm just
Yeah.
taking my dog for a walk.
Yeah.
Taking like, oh my God, taking your dog for a walk is like, you're such a sellout. Really? Because last time I checked, dogs actually need exercise. So
Right.
that's kind of weird. But
Yeah, so I mean, there's those. And then like the ones that get to me lately, I would say were, everyone's calling her old, which like, if you've seen, like I posted about
isn't
this
she
a
also
lot.
like 5?
She's 6, yeah, which is
Okay,
like, I mean,
6,
she's
like-
not even technically
That's very
senior,
offensive.
Yeah, what?
But it's like, and it's not even like she's, I mean, when they just say she's getting old, like that kind of hurts, but it's more so when people are like, they're like, one guy messaged me yesterday and he was like, I can't wait until your dog dies and you don't have a job. Yeah. Like I will get
What?
stuff like that.
What the actual
What the
heck?
And
heck?
it, it's,
They
it's,
think
it's,
you get no bad things. What
no,
the
it's
heck?
like that is, I used to get really upset. I usually just kind of like smother them with kindness now. Because if you're saying something like that, you're not in a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. It has nothing to do with me. That person there's something going on with them where they feel the need to like, and
Lash
this was
out.
just like, this wasn't like, this was just a straight up DM. Like it wasn't a respond to like any video or like, I mean, it probably was, he saw a video, but just like saw a video of mine, reached out and felt the need to say that like that. There's something going on there,
Yeah.
and they used to get me really, really worked up. But it's not about us. When someone says something like that, it's something going on with them. So I try to be like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I hope you're able to find happiness in some way or another. Like, and they hate it. Like he responded with a very, there's like a bad word that I wouldn't even say on here. But yeah, he did not
Yeah.
like it. But
Yeah, honestly,
Also,
what are you gonna do? You know, like you can't change these
Yeah.
people. It's over Messenger. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like take it almost with a grain of salt in the sense that this is all online and these people are feeling their oats,
Yeah.
I guess, because it's not face to face. And it sucks, but it kind of comes with the job, I guess.
Yep.
But I was gonna say, better than me, I don't reply to. I have like an issue replying to people. Like I get nervous. Like you're doing really well by saying like the nice route to me. Even when I say I have tried that before, and then they're like, "Wow, you're such a bitch," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I
I
can't
go
win.
the other way. I just go the
you just
complete,
go
I go the
hardcore.
total opposite way where I almost like make fun of them, but like to their face, which is like the other way. So instead of like being okay, like I got one comment a couple months ago where, so Samoyeds are actually hypoallergenic. Obviously, there's no such thing as a complete allergen free dog because Samoyeds have hair, it's not fur. So there's no dander technically. Anyway, so I remember I got a DM, also same thing. It was just a DM. I'm sure they saw a video and just saw my account, DM'd it, and they said, by taking your dog on the subway, you're gonna activate my asthma. You should go kill yourself. And then I said to them, I just was like, oh, I also have asthma. Maybe we can share albuterols and like puff together. And
oh my gosh.
And she didn't like that. But I loved it because it made me giggle. But yeah, like you just gotta either kill them with kindness or laugh at it because like what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, comes with the territory. Posting online doesn't matter what you post. You're always gonna have haters. Like that's just how it is.
No, I mean, and you know what? On a happier note, what is something that you love about Nala's account that's just kind of come to fruition, you know, that maybe you didn't plan for, but since the account has built, it's kind of grown and, you know, in different ways that you didn't imagine? Like what's one thing that you just really love about it?
So I mean, complete opposite of that, of what we were just talking about. There's so many like amazing, thoughtful comments that people leave. And that's one reason why, you know, when people are like, oh, just ignore those people. It's like, I can't ignore the negative comments unless I just don't read anything at all. Right. Because like once you read something negative, it's already in your brain. You already have this sort of reaction to it. So it's like, I have to deal with, you know, I have to figure out a way to deal with those comments. And so, you know, because I want to read the good ones, like I try to read as many comments as I can. I try to respond to as many DMs as I possibly can.
You reply to a lot of comments. I've seen before. I'm like, damn.
I try. I really try. And especially DMs too. Like whenever I post a funny story and get a bunch of DMs, like I try to go through and at least acknowledge that someone sent something. But, you know, it's crazy that I feel like I've almost made more of a difference in people's lives doing this stuff with Nala than I did as a pharmacist, you know, working in healthcare, which is mind blowing because there's so many people that have commented or messaged me and said like, you literally have helped me get out of my depression, or like, you know, people talking about like hurting themselves and like, you know, being able to watch my videos and be comforted by that. And it's just like, that part
amazing.
is still mind blowing to me that like these little videos can completely change someone's life is what it sounds like. And I mean, they really do say that. They're like, you're literally curing my depression. And, you know, anyone who's got depression, they don't joke about that. Like I'm sure they're serious about that. And so, it's just nuts. And I never would have imagined that it would have that sort of impact, you know, like a true, like changing someone's life impact. Just saying it sounds like crazy.
Yeah.
But like I said before, your content is digestible. Like if you go on your TikTok and you just scroll through every single one of your videos, you're like, you feel like you probably get to know you, I would assume. Like you're just so real. You're showing yourself
personable,
have a good time. Yeah. But also if people don't have a dog and they would love to, but they can't, you get it from Nala. And you're so happy and bubbly. You're getting that. And then also you live in a beautiful place that a lot of people are stuck inside doing something or just can't travel. Like I've actually never been to Utah, and it's beautiful. I would love to go. So it's like all these things are just so amazing put together. It's like very heartwarming.
Heartwarming.
Heartwarming. Well, thank you.
Not me,
That's
literally
thank you.
crying at Chris's response. That was like beautiful. Also, I keep saying wow because I'm like, wow, like everything you're saying is just like amazing. But I mean, as someone who also was in healthcare, I was a paramedic on an ambulance for a while and a nursing assistant. And I mean, haven't been doing social media as long. I started like 2 years ago, but with Lumi's account. But yeah, like even just in that span of time, even, you know, just some of those messages where it's like just watching Lumi makes my day instantly better. Like getting those messages, as you just said, it's crazy how you can be in medicine and see an actual physical difference or even mental difference when you're treating someone just right then and there. But like on social media, you can do kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it might not be, you know, something that you can visually see, but it's still there. It's just on a different level of healing, which is wild.
I did not work in medicine. You guys are both like, I've changed
oddball.
people's lives. I was like, I worked at a coffee shop and people yelled at me every single day. But no, I definitely can agree that it's the same thing. And that I hope that I can get to the place that you were saying, Chris, is like the negative comments definitely affect me from not reading or answering the nice ones, which I'm trying to get better at because I really want to. But like if I, you know, the request tab, those ones are just like vicious sometimes. And I'm like, I want to open it because I'm like, I actually met like one of my really good friends right now. She lives on the lake too. She's been following Chili and me for a while, and she had sent me a message in that folder. Like I just happened to open it one day, and she was like, "Oh, we live at the lake too," and we became friends now, which is so sick. But if I hadn't opened it, I wouldn't have seen it because I never opened that folder because there's usually the creepiest things ever. So
yeah.
But actually, speaking of that, in that same folder, I know I've messaged you about this, but I don't even know if I've talked to Jackie about this. When I was single and I lived in Florida and I started like putting myself in videos and stuff every single week, I guess I would get comments too. People would be like, "You should talk to Null Stomps dad," and like I was getting it all the time, and I was like,
amazing.
And I remember I messaged you about it, and you probably like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
That's so good.
I just laughed. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
I just laughed. You know?
But now, what reminded me, I was thinking about this in the car yesterday because what reminded me is that you did that ad with Kat, Oliver's mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, I bet everybody is freaking in her messages, yours, being like, "You should date Noah Stomps dad."
Yeah, the comments on that are pretty funny. The comments on that one are pretty funny. People are like, "What's going on? To give us the tea?" Like what?
Someone was like, "Is this a hard?" Someone was like, "Is this a hard launch? Is this a hard launch?" I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
it's so funny. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Like squash the tea. I'm definitely not putting on blast. I know it's not a heart launch. I'm just saying, like, I can imagine that the messages are about that for sure.
She probably gets more interesting stuff than I do. I would say. I don't know.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But just from the videos you make, and Galen said it, they're just very relatable and like very real. It's not like some crazy acting type, you know, video. And that kind of just proves that you don't have to do anything crazy to make this possible. Like you can just be you.
Yeah. I'm a little crazy, I think, but I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say Chris like ends the call and he's like,
I'm a little crazy.
Hey, the people can be crazy, but you don't have to do anything crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I got you. Yeah,
go viral. I mean, I came on here way too hot, screaming, like I get it. I'm with you right there.
No, it's true. It's true.
Do you think that you can move the camera and do the stomps or no?
Oh my gosh, she's like down sleeping. I'd have to like probably get on. Maybe if I did it on the couch. Nala, you want to go? You want to go through the legs? Come here, watch this. See if we can see her. Nala, come here. Come here. This will be the first on the couch. Come
Oh my god, let's do the
Nala. Nala. Nala, you want to try again? Oh, pulling the camera out here. Nala, come here. Come here.
Oh my god, look.
It was like the craziest. It's never gonna happen.
I'm dead.
If you want to see stomps, go see our profile. Yeah,
actually, go to Adventuring with Nala on Instagram and TikTok.
If you need to know the at, if you're listening to our podcast and you need to know where at,
I'm trying to be helpful.
Crazy.
Okay.
No, you little stomper.
I bet if you type in like on TikTok Nala stomps, you come up first.
Everyone thinks that's what our account is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all like looking for Nala stomps, but yeah, I think if you type in Nala stomps on any platform, it'll still come up. So yeah.
She stomped.
And she stomp. She stomp. She do the Nala stomp.
Hey.
Oh, girly.
Okay, Chris and Nala. Thank you.
We love you guys
so much. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Okay, Jackie,
Thank
you
you
can
guys.
do the at now in case somebody doesn't know.
At Adventuring with Nala. Bye. Love you guys.